14 of the FAB14 in February. My name is Linda and I'm coming to you from the sunny east coast of Ireland. It's a bright, slightly cloudy day, but very bright. And welcome, welcome, welcome. This is such an exciting day. This is the last day of cast-ons. A bit bittersweet for me. Honestly, it has become somewhat addictive to actually cast on a different project every single day. And I've done it for 13 days in a row, and today is going to be the 14th. It's also the last one. So, I know that in this program, so if you're new, please check out February 1st's vlog. It gives you all the details of what we're doing. Everybody else who's been following along, you know what we're doing. But I chose more patterns than 14. So I had, I think, 19 total choices, but only 14 days in which to cast on. So not even I knew which patterns I'd actually end up casting on. The bittersweet part of it is I know there are patterns on that wheel that I still want to cast on, but I've run out of days. And I think 14 whips plus my other whips is more than enough to keep me busy for a significant amount of time. So before we get into how I did on yesterday's knit, which was the Agave by Yumiko Alexander, let me tell you what I'm wearing. I am wearing the flax pullover that I steeped into a cardigan. So this is by Tin Can Knits. It is a guaranteed, I'm only going to say the word guaranteed, good fit cardigan or pullover, easy beginner pattern that I just ended up steeking because I didn't know they had a cardigan version. But that's okay. It is raglan construction, top down raglan with just a little detail down the side, which you can't really see on mine. It's garter stitch. So there's a little patch going down each sleeve that's garter stitch, but the rest is all stockinette. And I used Noro Silk Garden in a combination of different skeins and a lot of leftovers that I actually purchased from Marketplace because I did not have enough in my stash. I think I only had 2 skeins, which were the purpley colors. And then somebody else had a whole bunch of odds and ends that were more in the tonals and tonals and solids. And also this beautiful caramel brown. So there's a lot of silk content in this particular sweater. I love it. This is one of my top 10 cardigans to wear. One, I love the colorfulness of it, but also it's just light and it's comfortable. It's not itchy. So it's just a really good staple cardigan. So that is what I'm wearing. Oh, and the buttons the buttons are off Etsy. And they have almost like this Mexican coloring stitching all over, and each button was different. And it came in a package of 8. I don't remember who I bought them from. I had those buttons for a long, long, long time. But this is my flax cardigan from Tin Can Knits. So today we're going to review how I did on the Agave sweater from Yumiko Alexander, and then we are going to spin for the last cast on in this series. And I'm so sorry. I feel like I need to apologize, excuse me, for stopping videoing. But I am going to do a fun recap tomorrow. So February 15th. I guess I should say Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Wow, it didn't even occur to me. You know, I'm not very Valentine's-y. I don't actually own anything red. I have some pinks, but no red. So interesting, seeing Christmas is my favorite season. I don't really have anything red. I should have put that on my spinning wheel. I digress. So tomorrow I am going to do a fun recap of the last 2 weeks a review of some of the comments. I'm going to answer some of the questions that were posed because there's quite a few that, you know, were very similar. So I thought I would answer those. And then tell you about how I plan on managing my whips going forward. I'm still noodling that. It's a little, yeah, it's up in the air, but we'll see. One thing I can tell you is the spinning wheel might have something to do with it. Okay, so how did I do on the Agave sweater by Yumiko Alexander? If you remember, I was using the Senescarlina in the color number, I'm not wearing my glasses, 2113, which to me is really, it's somewhere between a cantaloupe and a banana and a little lighter than that. So wasn't sure about this color on me. It probably makes me yellow. Yeah, it probably makes me a bit yellow. I don't know. But I figured I don't have anything of this color in my wardrobe, and this is Deep Stash. I got these on sale. Where did I get them on sale? I don't remember where I got them on sale. They were on sale, so I bought a couple colors. And they are a worsted weight. It's a worsted weight. And so I am knitting the Agave, and that is also a worsted weight pattern. I am using the recommended 5.5 millimeter needles, yay me, and I got gauge. So without further ado, this is how far I've gotten. Look at this. Oh, I am thoroughly enjoying this knit. And here is the first full repeat of the pattern. Now this pattern, she has 3 different size motifs, same lace pattern, but a large, which is this one, and then a medium, which is a little bit smaller, and then a small one. So the large and the medium are on the body of the sweater, and the smalls are on the sleeves. Now this sweater does come with 2 sleeve options, a sort of bracelet length sleeve, or what she calls a flutter sleeve, which is just literally about 4 inches of sleeve that is open under the bottom. So it's not really a full sleeve. It's like a little open cap, I guess. Not too sure which one I'm going to do. I was originally leaning towards the full sleeve, but it really depends on how much yarn I have left. I'm getting gauge exactly, which is wonderful. I'm knitting the, I do believe I'm knitting the 50-inch size. And I have to say, absolutely loving it. It's been an easy knit. I don't mind purling because this is knit flat. You basically knit 2 rectangles and then you seam them together and then you pick up stitches for the sleeves. So very easy. It's a drop sleeve sort of look, boat neck, drop sleeve. And I just love that this one is a little bit of lace detail. And that dip that you see there, see that sort of like the dip where the agave is? That is a feature on the front only. The back, you probably knit twice this length without any of the lace work. And that way you get a straight hem across the back, but you do get this interesting little dip up on the front of the sweater. I don't know, I think I like the color. What do you think? I think it's okay. I think it'll be very summery. So I'm super thrilled that I am able to have a summer knit. So between my Lume, not my Lume, oh, yes, I love that sweater too. Between my doodles and this one, I have 2 beautiful summer sweaters on the needles. I will say that this yarn lends itself more to a summer knit than does my Shibui, which is 70% merino, 30% silk. And that is held double, so my doodles is going to be a little bit warmer, so I think it might be more of a transitional piece, and this is a downright summer piece, so I'm really happy about that. Fun knit so far, highly recommend the pattern. They're so simply laid out and very, very easy knitting. Loving it. So if you've never done a lace pattern before, this one is a good place to start. Highly recommend it. Nice big needles, loose gauge, only a small section of lace, so you can't get into too much trouble. And it's a good knit overall. Highly, highly recommend. So, are we ready to spin the wheel for cast on number 14? Oh my goodness, like I said, bittersweet. I'm happy, I'm excited to find out what we're casting on next. But then what about all those other patterns that I really, really, really want to knit? Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Here's the wheel and we are spinning. Oh my. On a whim, I can cast on anything. Oh, this is difficult. So I put that category, oh, this is exciting. I put that category in just in case something else came up either on the Ravelry feed of the latest, the most popular patterns, or in talking to my knitting peeps, if they were casting on something that absolutely, grabbed me, that I absolutely had to knit, or maybe another podcaster had shown something that they had to knit. So I put that category in. And so now I'm like, oh, I'll have to noodle this. Is there something else other than what I have on my wheel that I want to knit? No, there isn't. I can honestly say that. I've been so focused on the patterns that I'd chosen that right now, I can't think of another pattern that I've gone, oh, I've got to knit that. I've got to knit that. So you know what? We're going to spin again. Is that cheating? I don't think that's cheating because I really don't have anything that was sort of a fail-safe for me, but I don't need it. So it was a lifeline, I guess, but I don't need it. So let's spin again. What happens next? Oh, wow, that is a big knit. Okay, yay! This is a cardigan. So let me pull out the pattern and grab my yarn and let's talk about casting on the ideas. So exciting. Okay, I'll put a picture up here. This is the Ideas cardigan by Camellia Rose. And this is a free pattern. So free pattern, wonderful, fully cabled cardigan. I love this pattern. It has been in my Ravelry since the beginning. It was published in 2010. It is using a super bulky yarn, yay, and 6.5 millimeter needles. Now, that is wonderful, because if you think about my first couple of cast-ons, they were using 2.75 and 3.5 millimeter needles, and this one is a 6.5 millimeter needle pattern. So I will need anywhere from 800 to 1400 yards, depending, or 750 to 1250 meters. It's not super size inclusive, I would say that. It fits when it's closed, buttoned up, it's a buttoned up cardigan. When it's closed, you go from a 32-inch bust to a 52-inch bust. So not the most size inclusive. I do want positive ease in this. It doesn't really tell me how much ease this pattern is really wanting to have. Yeah, I don't see it offhand. But I'm thinking, so it comes in a 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, and 52. So I'm a loose knitter. So I think I'm going to do a size 44. So I will have to sort of play that by ear. So that gives me basically 5 inches of positive ease. So basically about 2.5 on each side. So just comfortable enough. This is going to be a bulky cardigan. So I don't foresee myself wearing something bulky underneath it. So it'll probably be more just a t-shirt or a shirt underneath the cardigan. So I think I'm going to go for the size 4. And the 6th size is 52 inches. So I'm sort of on the larger size. The yarn that I have chosen, so is this top down? It's worked. Okay, so here I've looked at quite a few of the projects on Ravelry. The pattern is actually worked flat. And I wanted to do that. I like the seaming. I think it creates a really good structure in a garment. So I'm happy to knit it flat. So I've got quite a few garments now knitting flat. It's bottom up. Bottom up. Okay, not a problem. All good. It's got cables, it's got ribbing, it's raglan sleeve, which is nice. It's got seamed inset sleeves. Excellent. And that's about all I can tell you. And I'm showing some pictures hopefully up here. Another detail that I really like about this pattern, which is going to sort of stretch my skills a bit, is there are 4 different types of cabling stitches in here. There's the cross stitch cable, right and left. I'm considering that one. A trellis pattern, never done that. Ear of corn pattern, and a seated wishbone pattern. So all types of cabling I've never done before. So I'm super stoked, really excited about that part of the pattern as well. The other thing that I noted in the comments, there was a lot of comments about how the sleeves were too narrow. Well, interestingly enough, this pattern is from, so obviously it's Cerelia Rose who wrote the pattern, but she was obviously in partnership with Barocco Yarns at the time, and they republished it as the Ideas 2.0. So it has been updated. So hopefully, yay! And it was updated to adjust for the sleeves that a lot of people were complaining were too narrow. They had to go up several sizes. So I just have to make sure that I'm choosing the Ideas 2.0 and not, yeah, make sure I get the right one. Anyway, the yarn that I am going to knit this in is one of the first yarns I ever bought, and it is Cascades Eco Plus. I don't know, it's 100% Peruvian wool, so it's not going to stretch too much. You get, now this is a bulky yarn, it's not super bulky, it's bulky, but you get 478 yards per skein. Does it tell me what the color was? Color 7098, and it's sort of a cranberry color. Yay! That's kind of Valentine's-y. Cranberry, there you go. So yay, I have something Valentine's-y. We're just gonna go with that. Now, the reason I chose this wool, one, I've had it forever, such deep stash, but I love it. Cascade Eco is a workhorse yarn. My first experience with it was knitting the Hudson shawl, which I'll put a picture up here too, but this is my Hudson shawl that I made by Shannon Cook, who is a British Columbia designer, Canadian designer. I sleep in this thing. I have had this. This was one of the very first shawls I ever knit. I think it was the second shawl I ever knit. So that would be 2018. And I love this shawl so much. It is my absolute most worn shawl. It is the one that I reach for if I want to be super cozy indoors, or if I'm reading in bed or whatever. This is like another house coat. It's kind of like my homeschooler cardigan. But that is my experience, and I know I've worn it so much, washed it so much, that I know It is a workhorse yarn. Now, as for cables, it's only a 2-ply. So ideally when you're doing cables, you kind of, my understanding is the more plies the better, the plumper the yarn, you will get great stitch definition. But I think this has got eyelets, and I think you get good stitch definition with this yarn. I don't know. So I'm hoping that this actually works out. So that is the pattern, cast on number 14. And I have to say it again, Jackie, get your needles ready. And anybody else who wants to do this pattern, because it's a free pattern, and yeah, we can all knit it together. So this is going to be another long-standing pattern, or a time-consuming pattern. I love it. I'm so excited. I can cast on socks at any point and have my potato chippy vanilla knits or any of the other whips that I have. And let me make sure that we understand, I am still going to cast on socks and other projects throughout the year, but these are the ones I'm going to focus on. I don't limit myself. There you go. Anyway, but that I'm very, very happy to finally be able to use this yarn and have what I hope is a really, really good pattern match. So I got to wind this up and then we got to cast on. Just popping in because I wound one skein of the yarn, but it was so big for my winder I had to break it into 2. So that is one skein of a bulky weight yarn from Cascade. That's the Eco Plus. Wonderful. And then I thought, okay, well, I'll reread the pattern. So when I went in to the free download, it immediately directs you to the pattern, but then it says, here's the updated version, IDES 2.0. So I clicked on that, and that's the pattern that I printed out. Now I've read it again, and they have made significant changes to the pattern. So I'm glad I checked. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I checked. So this is the IDES 2.0 now. The things that they've changed, they've made it more size inclusive. So it goes from a 28 bust all the way to a 60 inch bust. They recommend 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. Yay. And they've changed the needle size to a size 6, but using super bulky or chunky weight yarn. So I think bulky and chunky are very similar. I am going to go down to a 6 millimeter. And I'm just questioning whether I should go up a size to a 47 inch bust because they've adjusted all their sizes. That is going to give me way too much ease. So yeah, maybe I should stick with the 44. So that would be a size 5. If I'm not mistaken, let me just put my glasses on and just check this one more time. Oh my gosh, I want to make sure I'm doing the right size. So yeah, 28. The 6 is a 44 and the 7 is a 47. So I think I'm going to go back to my original 44 using a 6 millimeter needle. Okay, here we go. We're going to cast on. Fingers crossed. Cast on for the IDES 2.0. Yay! For my size, I had to cast on 199 stitches. So using the German twisted cast on, which I'm loving because of the stretch. So that is fabulous. Thank you, Sandy, for your comment about reminding me about casting on from both ends of the cake using the inside yarn and the outside yarn so that I don't have to cast on 25 times because I may not have left enough of a tail. And simply what you do, well, the way I do it, it's probably not the right way, but I just make a slip knot with both yarns and count that as 2 stitches. So maybe not the prettiest detail. And then I just start doing the German, I just hold both yarns and start doing the cast on that way. And it's perfect. You do end up with a tail on both ends of your knitting. When I'm cutting off one of the tails, because you're only going to have one working yarn at the end, of course, I cut off the inside, the yarn that's pulling from the inside, because I find quite often if I'm pulling from the inside, depending on the yarn, it either twists too much or untwists, depending on how I've caked it. So it is just a little bit easier for me to keep my yarn spun the right way, spun the right way, rather than untwist it by pulling from the center. Might not be everybody, but that's just a Lindaism. So I obviously did the cast on, and then I did the setup round, and then I did the first round of the knitting. No, I cast on and did the first round of knitting, of the ribbing. If this is knit flat, okay, because it's all over, I'm going, wow, is this ever wide? But that's because it's going to be all over cable, Linda. Don't start adjusting the pattern. Don't start adjusting the pattern. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be gargantuan. But no, it's all going to get cinched in. So for the ribbing though, I am doing a half twisted rib. So I'm knitting through the back loop and just purling regularly, just to make it a little bit neater, because you use the same needle size for the ribbing as well as for the sweater. So I just thought that might just, I don't know, be a nice detail. I'm not too sure, but we'll see how that works out. Houston, we have a problem. One of my favorite sayings when it comes to knitting, apparently. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and I did not get any opportunity today to do any real knitting. And what I have done, I don't like. Oh dear, so I'm going to have to try this again. I hope you can see this. Hope the lighting is showing this, but this is my ribbing for the Idez cardigan so far. So I got about 1 inch of ribbing done. It's 199 stitches of back and forth. So it takes a while. And I made the decision, it just says knit 1, purl 1. It doesn't give you any instructions. And so I did a half twisted rib. Dumb. Okay, you're all rolling your eyeballs at me right now going, Linda, half twisted rib back and forth is going to be messy. In the round, it's really tidy, but back and forth, it's messy because so it's hard to explain, but you're knitting through the back loop on the front side, and then the back side, the purls are now a knit, and so you're knitting through the back loop on those. Oh, what was I thinking? Oh, I don't know if you can, I'll try and take a picture of it maybe, but it's lumpy, bumpy, loosey-goosey, so blah. I am now going to frog this, cast on again. It's my favorite thing to do is cast on. I thought it would be, last project of the whole series. I thought, oh, I'm breezing through it. No. Okay, but I'm going to persevere. I am going to frog this, recast on tonight, and then at least do a couple of rows, and I'm going to do a full twisted rib. So through the back, knit through the back loop, purl through the back loop on both sides. And then that should work out better. I think it will cinch it in. And the other thing about the pattern Idez 2.0 is it's no longer knit flat. So now I don't know. I think I wanted to knit it flat so that I could ensure it was going to fit all the way around. I know this will fit, but 2.0 is actually written to be knit in the round, bottom up. Well, not in the round, but the fronts and the back all knit seamlessly to the armholes, and then you split off. So now I'm not sure what I want to do. I kind of think I want to do the flat because I'll make more progress. You know, maybe I'm fooling myself, and I could do a front panel and a front panel and do the back panel, but 199 stitches is a lot. So I'm going to take a look at both patterns again, but I would follow the shoulder shaping raglan decrease schedule of IDES 2.0 to accommodate the deeper arm size so that so they won't be so tight. Is that faulty thinking? Is that faulty thinking? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that would actually work. So I think I would prefer to knit this back and forth and then seam it for a more structured garment. You are all thinking I'm nuttier than a fruitcake, but here we go. Yeah, taking it out, and we are going to start again. So this is me signing off for today again. Sorry, I did it twice, but I will check. Well, we're gonna talk tomorrow. I'm gonna wrap it all up. You'll hear more about this tomorrow and see how far I get. And then all the fun of the wrap up. So thank you all so much. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. And again, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Take care.